Hey guys, this is Peter, and today I have something pretty cool for you. It's a new 4x4 MIMO antenna that is from WaveForm. That is, well, exactly what a lot of people have been looking for. Isn't it nice when a company actually listens to its customers and then makes a product for them? This is exactly what a lot of people have been waiting for. If you're an RVer or are on the move and you're using T-Mobile home internet, if you have an HOA and you need a smaller indoor antenna, this is the one you've been waiting for. They have a way to pole-mounted, desk-mounted, suction cup it to a window. This is one neat little unit. So let me just jump in and show it to you. I'm going to say that this is not the only antenna they make. This is kind of their second one. They've also have this one. It's a 4x4 MIMO. This one goes outside, not allowed by HOAs, and not allowed by a lot of apartment buildings. A lot of people can't install this one. So this one is kind of a nice fall backwards in the fact that it's much, much smaller. Look at this. Pretty cool. Anyway, it's about 13 inches across, and which makes it much smaller. It is much less than an inch thick. I'd say it's 3/4 of an inch. This will mount nicely on a wall. It is omnidirectional, which means you don't have to have it pointing the right direction. It's omnidirectional. Perfect for RVers because, hey, you can mount it to your camper. It doesn't matter which way you point. It's going to orientate itself. So would I expect it to be as fast as this antenna? No, I don't. It's smaller, and this is a directional antenna. Directional versus, omnidirectional is a big difference. However, if you have this one on your RV, it's big and clunky, and you'd have to point it just the right. You'd have to bark your car back and forth or get up there and move it. The other one, this new one, you don't. You don't need to do that at all. So is this a problem that a lot of people have with T-Mobile? It is. In fact, T-Mobile even came out with a new version that has the SMA 4x4 posts on there, and to allow you to hook up an antenna just like this. But they came out with this one, and this one at $99 is, well, it looks like something you'd get free from the dentist, from the little toy box. It looks like a joke. It has suction cups, and I guess it does mount, and it'll even pole mount. So it's not a bad attempt, but you look at the reviews on it. I mean, this is on T-Mobile's site. Boom. Oh my gosh, did they take them down? No, they haven't. So this one even mentions WaveForm's 4x4 MIMO, which they have not tried. WaveForm's 4x4 MIMO I have hooked up right now. It's excellent. So that's the way that you want to tell, if you need an outdoor antenna. You might not need one. It all depends on the signal you have. People often say, do I need an outdoor antenna? It depends. Do you need glasses? If you need glasses to see, well, then glasses will help you. If you need an antenna to get a better signal, well, then an antenna is going to help you. Here's how you can actually tell what kind of signal you get. Now, people often write to me and tell me how many bars they get. Bars don't really mean anything. Bars are actually, it's a graphical illustration that shows you how much power on the signal you're getting. It doesn't tell you anything about the signal itself. I have a whole video on this. I'm going to tell you how whichever T-Mobile you have, I can get you this data. There's an app you can run on your Android phone. It's called Hint, and I have a video on that. I'll show you how to get it all done. Reference signal receive power, we're looking for anything better than -80. So -73 and -78 are awesome. That I'm getting really good power because it's a great antenna. Reference signal receive quality is huge. So you're looking for something -10. So I'm getting a -11 and a -11. That's really good. I'd say that's in the good. It actually is the definition of the good range. It's right here. So let's see. Signal to noise, probably the most important. Kevin from Proxicast tells us. And yeah, let's see. Signal to noise, we're looking for above 20. 19 is really darn close, and 27 is just off the scale. So I have a very good connection. This is with my 4x4 fixed MIMO, and we'll compare the two, because why not? I just want you to understand, this little antenna is its own market. It is for people that were challenged with the bigger one, whether price-wise or whether because they couldn't mount it in their HOA or they weren't facing the right direction, etc. This one is omnidirectional, and it is indeed different. Let's see. I like this antenna, though. It has a lot of great features. When you get the kit, you get several different mounting options and an amazing cable. So we can take a look at all of that. I love the new connectors that they have on the ends. It's on both the unit itself and the extension cable. Look at these. These little connectors allow you to pull a cover to make them weatherproof. I used to always wrap them in silicone. I talked about that many times before. This is even better. I love the new cables. They are great. This one is it is SMA to SMA cable, because that's all we needed. So they actually come out with SMA, so you can hook up the antenna directly to your unit. If it were indoors, it'd be perfect. So this is a neat little kit. It comes with a desktop stand. It also comes with a pole mount stand, so you can wrap it and put it up on the roof. And I'm going to do my best to get the longest cable I can. This is a 10-foot cable. The other kit that we saw over here, that is a much longer, what is it, 30-foot cable? I think I measured it before. It is a long cable. So it is a much, much more substantial kit, and that's why it's $100 more. But what I like about what they've done here with WaveForm is they've looked at this not just as a product, but as a solution. They ship you with either kit you get all the pieces you need, from the IPEX connectors. Oh, in fact, they went the extra mile. Take a look at this. Here's their web page. They actually show you how to open up the units if they don't have the antennas out to bring them outside. Boom, boom. They show you right down to exactly what you need. Here's the one that I have. This is Nokia, and yeah, this is how I pop it open. This is how I wrapped the wires and brought them out. If you want to use a 2x2, it tells you which ones to grab and bring out. If you want a 4x4, it'll tell you which ones. It's not difficult. I have a whole video on that as well. I'm going to put a link to this one. All you need to do is go to this page. We'll go to the top. There. And here, just click up here, Hotspot Guides. You can actually pick the solution that you have, and it will go ahead and tell you how to open it up, how to add these leads. Now, if you have the new one, the G4AR, which is this one, then it already has them on the outside. That is neat. You would hook this up directly to it. Which ones do you hook up? Well, it'll tell you. And you can actually hook up, the leads are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's great. I love that because it takes away the ambiguity. Some people want to be told exactly which ones to hook up, and it will tell you which ones to hook up. Right down to, if you're hooking up a 2x2, hook up these two. I think that's great. So thank you for making a solution out of it, because it made it so much nicer. But I'll put a link to both of these. What I wanted to do is do a speed test for you and show you the difference. I'm going to try and mount them as close as I can to being fair and show you. I do expect my 4x4 MIMO that's on the roof, that's highly directional and a bigger antenna, bigger is better in the antenna world, that it will be a better signal. But it should be way better than this thing. In fact, look at people just say that this isn't cutting it. It's cheap, poorly made design. And if you look, there is a swivel on it. Not to tear this thing apart. It is $99, which isn't bad. So if you suction cupped it to anything, this one also has suction cups in case you need it. But that ball joint that makes it stand off the window so you can adjust the angle, you don't have to do this. This one's omnidirectional. So they're making a directional antenna. I don't like this one for a number of reasons, but this one looks cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick speed test. Now, I want to tell you that much more important than speed tests are these numbers and the bands that you're getting. Again, I have a video on how you can get all of these. This is important data. This tells you what band you're getting. N41 is currently, I guess it's the sweetheart for 5G NSA. It's 2.5 gigahertz. Now, I say NSA because NSA is non-standalone. Your primary signal is actually 4G LTE. In this case, I'm getting B2. B2 is an excellent band. So that's what's going to give you your limitations on your setup. So I'm going to do a speed test, even though I just said I wouldn't, but speed test, because I'm not afraid to. Let's set a good baseline. But speeds can change. What doesn't change is your signal. So always look at your signal, because that's how you can tell which antenna is better than the other, not a speed test. But we'll look at both of those too. All right, it's going to grab me a ping. 40, that's terrible. I usually do better than that. But you just saw me drift into the 450s, which is beautiful. 500s. Yeah, so some people would be freaking out to get scores like this. This is using my Nokia. My Nokia gets 5G NSA. I got N41 and and B2. And it's actually cranking right now. This is unusual. When this does get loaded down, and that will happen in a couple hours, when parents start to pick up their kids from school and the traffic gets all crazy around here, these numbers will both dive. Now, when you get a different modem, which we've done, you can change 5G NSA to 5G SA. You can kind of craft your signal more, and it gives you more of a consistent result, one that doesn't fluctuate. This number is going to be really tough to beat, but hey, let's give it a shot and see what we get. All right, well, I'm back, and the new antenna is all hooked up. I was able to run it and put it right next to my existing antenna, so they're sitting right next to each other. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores here. Go to Gateway, we'll hit refresh. The numbers should change. Okay, we got a 4 and a 3. Again, this is a much smaller antenna. 80 is excellent. Signal to noise, that could be a little bit higher, but it's still very good. Reference signal received quality is actually better. Quality is same. Good signal to noise. Power is lesser. So it is a smaller antenna, but it's outside and it's excellent. So let's see how this is going to affect scores. All right, remind you what we had. 503. Wow. Yeah, and okay, let's see what we get. Now, sometimes it takes the network a little bit to kind of recognize everything. So I like to do a speed test and give it a rest and then give it not a bad ping. Ooh. Wow. Okay. This is a much smaller, less expensive, and omnidirectional antenna. The other one is pointed direct. Wow, that's not a bad score at all. Wow. This is indeed pretty good. Now, it is exactly what you'd expect. It's slightly less, but I gotta say, focus on the slightly part. That is a really good score. A really good score indeed. Wow, I'm kind of shocked. Let me see if I can pull up the old score. Probably can. Okay, well, allow me to pause and talk about the results here for a second because obviously they were unexpected. I was already making excuses for why this antenna was going to be worse, and it did better on the ping, did better on the download score. The upload score, of course, was different. I did do other tests to verify that, yes, the bigger antenna was indeed, or is indeed better, got better pings, all that stuff. But I'm shocked. This little antenna is just gangbusters. Wow, neat idea, and the fact that it is omnidirectional too makes it definitely worth some attention. Anyway, guys, there you go. Well, there you go, guys. This antenna, this new one from WaveForm, sold as a solution like this, is a really great deal. Here, let me just show you this. This is a new innovation that comes with the kit. It allows you to put the cable through a window or a sliding glass door and not have to modify everything. It comes with adhesive, or you can put screws through this. This just pops open. And yes, I can put screws on both sides. You could run it through a window, for example, and screw it to the sill on the outside, and let this come inside and screw it to the sill on the other side. Your window would still open and close, but you would have snaked through. For those of you who are in a rental situation, you've got an apartment, something like that, not doing damage and being able to move quickly is key, and this, they've thought of it. So I love that solution. That's pretty cool, and if you need that, it is indeed part of the kit. The 10-foot cable that comes with this, I used to bring out to the 20-foot cable that comes with the bigger one. This one shows that they're SMA to N connectors. The new one comes with SMA to SMA connector. So I was able to take their 20-foot cable and hook it to their 10-foot cable and make a 30-foot run. You could, of course, put something like this in the middle and go through a window and get your full run that way. There you go, guys. Really cool solutions. This is indeed an antenna that's going to help a lot of people. If you're in a camper, mount this to your camper, mount it to the mast that used to be your VHF antenna, so that this will be out of the wind, and then you go pop it up. It's small, it's light, it's omnidirectional. That is indeed cool. For those of you who are in HOAs, you could put this outside. I imagine you could put a water-based paint on it and make it so it would be more agreeable. But if you can't get away with that, put it on the suction cups. It comes with the suction cups. They just screw into the same back, and there's screw bosses in the back. Screw them in, mount it to the window. Just mount it nice and clean. You don't have to get an angle on it because, again, it's omnidirectional. I can't believe the speeds I got out of that. I'm going to, just for fun, try it again. I might not even switch back. That was pretty darn good. 39, my ping's a little high. But wow, this is the scores that a lot of people are looking for. 400s, 450s. It is time of day dependent, but what isn't time of day dependent are your signal strengths. So take a look at the other video that I have about how to figure out what signals you're getting. Reference signal receive power, reference signal receive quality, signal to noise ratio, and the bands you're running. You can go here, go to status. It's really important to know your primary signal is your 4G LTE. Mine's B2. Your secondary signal, that's your 5G. That's the NSA part, non-standalone. It rests on top of 4G. 5G is your secondary signal. N41 is 2.5 gigahertz. Now, the other ones that I've seen, or the other gateways that I've worked with in the past, will also work with this antenna, and they allow me to get 5G NSA. SA, standalone 5G, which means 5G aggregated with another 5G band, no 4G whatsoever. A more simplified stack, potentially in the future a faster ping, and we're going to get even better scores. This radio that I have right now from Nokia is never going to get any faster. However, the new radios that I have, including some of their new radios, this new one, this one, and the one before it, the Sagem-Com, will get N77. It'll tell you all the bands that it gets. But N77, there it is. N77 is 3.7 gigahertz. That's what we're waiting for. That's going to light up. And an antenna like this is what you're going to need in order to turn that on. So in case you're on the fence about investing in something like this, this will continue to be an awesome antenna for years to come. N66, N25, N41, N70, N71. If I was using N71, I would definitely get the biggest piece of antenna I could out there, something like this, because that's 600 megahertz. And again, the bigger the antenna, the better it is for the lower frequencies. Anyway, guys, there you go. I'll put 2 links down below. These are both cool products. I'm going to review this one separately. So with the new connectors, it looks pretty cool. I really like this thing. It looks better on my roof, too, because it's got a different back. Anyway, guys, see you in the next one. Talk to you soon. Give this thumbs up if you would. It helps it out. And if you know anybody that could use this, forward it to them. All of that helps out. See you in the next one, guys.